balancing the cruise amongst destiny's throes. Which is the right path that I value more? My tinkerer's tools or my magical form? In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Tracker of wolffolk, cursed with a plight, to embrace the darkness or chase the moonlight. Loyalty binds me to all I hold dear. Eager to help, I'll embrace every fear. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Bound to ceramic, a ghost of what was. I yearn for the path to break free from my curse. Brave in the face of all my hidden strife. Forward I journey to seek a new life. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Trained to be loyal to colonies call, yet torn by desire to be something more. Only in combat these bonds we renew. Together we journey steadfast and true. In the danger, don't know what comes next. Weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 24 of Silver Shadows Trail of Echoes. So today's game is a sequel to Monday's game. They happen right after each other. So during Monday's game, the party was sent to Tirloa to investigate the source of the corruption. They got down there, they made friends with a Catablapis, kind of. They found figured out a lot of, the animals. So, what we did learn was what we call the corruption as it spreads out through the world. Tirloa is just not fine with it, but they have it under control. They call it just Loa. That is their name for what we call the corruption. And they feel like they have it under control. There are animals that straight up eat it. And they can filter the corruption out, and they do just crap it out as almost like a refined corruption, and then the mushrooms eat that and filter that out as well. But it does continue to spread around, but they have things in place for it. The walking the path, for instance, strengthens the spell to keep it narrowed down. They say they have stories that it comes from a large castle that we discovered. So if you are unfamiliar in tier lower, don't step on the path unless you are planning to like walk it. Like if you step on it, you are locked in. We don't know what happens if you leave the path without finishing the walk yet, because so far we have not seen anybody do that. But I can tell you right now, it's not a pleasant thing to have happen. But while we were at it, Nameless came up with the idea to, what if we just burn it down? Like we know that that's a bad idea.
That is a very nameless solution, though.
It
Why
was
is it
his
a bad
solution.
idea?
Yeah, that
It's like,
if anybody's plan is going to be that, I would have put money on, Nameless being one of the people to plan that. Yeah.
right, we learned that it the Loa is flammable, so what if we just light it up?
Is this LOWA? Like Loa? Yeah. What is this?
It's LOBHADH.
Oh,
Loa.
okay.
This
Get that
the
down
world
fast
is tier
enough.
Loa, known as the Wastes.
Okay.
But while they were having the conversation, and let's just cut into introducing the players, as Peanut has called in you four, like Officer Gemini, played by Zach.
Yo.
We got Isaac, played by Warlord.
Hello.
Seth, played by Seth.
Howdy.
Officer Vatna, played by Lurid.
Set to 400 for 2 hours.
Peanut, like as invites you guys into his office, and he's just like, excellent, we got you here. Now, we've sent a party down there already. They're researching the waste, they're figuring out what that corruption is. They think they're onto the source of it. Now, they met with a friendly group of people, a colorful group of people that have helped them learn that there's an entire ecosystem down there. That while we are acting under the assumption that we had to destroy this, they are just living their lives with it. Like, they appear to be having a lovely time. Just like, now, Isaac, you've spent some time in Tier Loa. And how are you feeling, by the way?
Better than I was before.
Excellent. You're looking great for somebody who was swallowed by a giant snake, by the way.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Just I've had it in great detail. Dr. Ivo showed me sketches that she made of you doing it, and he just holds up stick figures of you inside a snake. Now, he's like, before I forget, and he slides 3 more of the new badges across the thing. It's just like, now these are our new communicators. They are safe from the corruption, although they are not safe from being lost in the wastes. And he just grumbles, Simmons, fucking just goddamn little bat. Just we have so few of these.
How do they work?
Simmons did nothing.
Something about radio waves. Now, I don't trust it.
Neither do I. More
Guys,
cause
it's
towards the
just science.
anti-magic agenda.
You want me to explain radio waves to you guys? Sit down. We've got 2 hours.
No, I really don't. Somebody else tried. And it's just it hurt my head. I liked it better when we used magic. Peanut just grumbling. Peanut, right now is he's got his hair nicely done. He's he does not have the stress under his eyes. He looks like he's been having a great time recently, for the record. Peanut looks in a better mood than pretty much any time anybody has ever seen him. The only time that he's looks upset is when he is handling these communicators, and when he's talking about the fact that Simmons lost one of the communicators.
If they're radiofied or whatever, can't we just like ping it or something and just figure out where it is?
Ping.
It's like it is somewhere in Tirloa. These do not have location based things. It's like you have to he's like here's how it works, Gemini. And then they showed it to me. And he's got one on his chest. And you do just kind of have to double tap them very Star Trek like. And he's just like, now apparently, now we have an open comms between each other.
Cool.
Does he go under the desk again? Does he do the same thing he did when he first?
It's just like, no, it's like, don't worry. I've had some time to acclimate myself to this. I will use them. I'm good. Don't worry. And he's just like, he pats the bobblehead on his desk.
Taking kickbacks from the council, are we?
It's like, absolutely not.
It's just cute.
It's adorable.
Look at it. The head goes wobble, wobble, wobble. It's great.
It's distasteful.
And it's like, to each their own.
You can also put words in its mouth and make Krieg be like, oh hey, here's all this money, and just play and do stuff that Krieg would never do. It's fun.
Oh, I see, Gemini. You must, like, your time in the library didn't show you this. This is not actually, like, I understand your confusion. This is not actually a statue of Krieg. This is a statue of the Golden Gecko God. Now, I understand that you might be a bit confused, that some people think that Krieg is the Golden Gecko God. He is most certainly not.
Okay.
It's the resemblance is just coincidence.
I see.
On paper. Did they mention anything about that wizard in their communications? Alan?
You can know there is a story about a wizard, but like there's no concrete evidence that is. They said that there's a story of a wizard that caused the corruption, but it is just one of many tales.
And Caustic, don't worry. Gemini is profit driven to the extent that he wants to be able to pay his employees and to keep ingredients and such coming in. Other than that, he's probably pretty bad with money.
Anyway, well, we should bring supplies to at least last a few weeks. If we need more, we'll radio, giving heavy air quotes, in for more.
Your mission, you four, is not to do the science stuff. That is what yesterday's crew, that's what the other crew is for. They're out there currently doing that research. What I need you all to do is make your way to one of these inns along the path. Carefully, do not step upon the path. We have it on Clovis's recommendation that you all visit what is known as the Blue Roof Inn. There dwell many of the people that live along the path. We know from the people that don't live that do not follow the path's theology. We would like to learn more about the other people there. And whether or not they think it's good to set fire to the place.
Are you allowed to fly over the path? Or is it just don't be above the path at all?
From what we've heard is that you are able to ride an animal over the path as long as that animal is from Tirloa. You are also able to be above the path, but we do not know how close. So be very careful.
Yeah, because if we're on one side of the path and we need to get to the other side, gotta know what our options are.
What about
we have
somebody
thrown a
who's
snowball of
shapeshifted?
them. What was that?
What about somebody who'd be shifted into a creature that is from Tirloa? Or
You are still yourself. This is Alan. This is Alan telling you, Seth. You are still yourself. You are not. You are not actually that thing. So,
And then
I'd
I
like
have
so it's not like a gotcha situation. Like
And
if you
I
step
have-
foot on that path, you're stuck.
a question for you, Alan.
Absolutely.
So you said there are creatures in Tirloa that eat corruption.
That does seem to be the case.
That's what I want to find out about.
So I have a pet that can eat anything that local wildlife can eat. Does that mean Limber can eat corruption?
Peanuts just like shrugs. It's like, where is this creature from? Is it from Tirloa? Has it had hundreds of years to acclimate to it?
I mean, it can eat metal. It can eat anything, basically. And also have no idea where it's from. He just kind of showed up one day, you know?
Peanut nods.
Gemini screeches Limber's behind Limber's ear? Question mark? Gill? Who knows?
The picture does show ear-like thing.
Yeah, but I assume like the closer you look at Limber, the less sure you are of what you're seeing. That like, oh yeah, from far away Limber looks cute and everything, but up close it's kind of horrible.
Vatna just says, "What is that? It's adorable."
It's Limber. Gemini feeds him some scrap metal.
Does he like to eat?
Oh, he loves to eat.
Oh, he should meet Ember. He likes to cook.
Life to cook. Gemini just has like imagine like actual like stars like sparkling in his eyes.
Can I just pull Ember out of like a dimension pocket and just say, "Here he is"?
Okay, so now while whatever is happening, just imagine Gemini fawning over Ember and Limber to get both in the background.
It's just like, as adorable as this situation is, like, I do not recommend, we do not know how not only yourselves interact with Tier Loas, or the Loa. It's just like, I need you to go speak to people, and I don't need you to be taking your pets with you right now. It's just like,
Okay.
based on the lack of control that you all seem to have.
Lack of control.
I know, Limber barely listens.
This whole city is in chaos. There is no control anymore.
Gemini just very serious all of a sudden turns and is like, have you met the crew? Turns to camera.
It's like, worry not, everyone. Like, we are mostly getting things controlled. Like, controlled adventure, if you will. And it's just like, we are shutting down the propaganda machine against us. It's like, with great prejudice. And like, he kind of like, he puts one fist in another hand and just like rubs his knuckles a little bit, and he like smiles and laughs a little bit.
Oh, by the way, Peanut, do you get a haircut? You look great.
I feel great. They're setting up a spa in Dyad. It's just fantastic. It's like, it's not ready yet, but once it is, it's like the Salamander King. He's a great guy, wonderful person.
Wait, can we communicate with him now?
We, with Talali's help, and also with Lord, Kui, Ceylon, and Malone, they have gotten on a pretty good communication basis with that gentleman. Like, I was there. He's a lovely person. Lovely person.
So he's nicer now as a giant monster than he was just as a guy? Cool.
He's still a guy, just a guy. He's just taller.
Oh wait, does he still have the same personality he had before?
No. He has the personality he had when in the seasonings world. He's that one now. Giant,
didn't realize
jovial.
Sal had a different personality when he was not Seasonings World.
Sal came from two different, like, when all the worlds were combined, Sal was a creature called the Salamander King, slammed together with a owl mafioso guy named Penny.
Oh, okay. So the mafioso guy's been driven out of him, more or less.
Torn out. He got, like, he was split apart again.
Yeah. Okay. So we know that we can unmerge things under extreme circumstances.
You don't know how to do it. So
Or
like,
that it is
that
possible.
can happen. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, okay. Ah.
Some of you might have a closer clue than others on how to do it. But yeah, the Salamander King is huge. He is I don't think he has any respect for like the laws of man, basically. You know, roll me 20 siders, all four of you. Let's see like if you guys have heard like rumors about the Salamander King.
I mean, I fought the dude.
I hate my mouse right now. It's so fucking broken. I do a simple click and it acts like a double click.
Oh, like fighting against him is one thing. His personality sense. I think there are a lot of things going on that there is a growing religion might be a strong word, but a growing following for the Salamander King. There are salamanders all over the city. Not the people salamanders that we are familiar with. You guys know what giant Japanese salamanders look like? Like those kind of things.
I think.
Yeah, they are all over that side of what was Dyad. In the swamp, like in the ruins of an Art Deco 1930s-esque New York, burnt out cities have been like just flooded to completion, and now they are just full of salamanders and other giant frogs living their lives. There are reports of frogs and other amphibian type creatures from all around the Echo, like making their way to Dyad and setting up little lives over in there. Glenn, nobody died in the destruction of Dyad. You guys saved them all. That was a big part of it. Like, you guys all, the wrestling match was so successful, we got everybody like in one giant arena and we got them out on ferries.
We just could not rescue any of the salamander Pinkertons. Because they all turned into the giant salamanders, right?
Yes, they turned into that. And now just like there are a group of frogs from Folksong that have made their way over, and like they are just like living it. A cult is the wrong word, but that whole city is just being taken over by amphibians. Like half of it is the fire kind of salamander, but the other half is just a bunch of amphibians living their lives, like doing what frogs do. And you rolled a 19. Gemini, you definitely would have heard like the rumors that there are a group of figures in the world. They are known as the God Hunters. They do not trust Sal, or the Salamander King. They are worried about the implications of how powerful he is.
But I assume they've decided not to take direct action against him for the time being.
As of right now, they have not taken direct action. Whether or not that is because they don't feel like they're up to snuff, or they are just waiting or biding their time. We cannot tell just yet. But
Well, I guess
based
we need
on
to pack for a
go-
trip.
Yeah. And it's just like Peanuts just like hands you and you all he would hand Gemini the envelope that is he's like, here you are. This is your introduction to from the Lockstitch to the Blue Roof Inn. It's just like, figure out what, like, if we are breaking any taboos for them while we are down there. Are we causing issues? If it does come down to just setting it on fire, like, it's like, is that bad? We need to know economical and ecological problems we would have if we rid that side of the corruption completely.
Because there could be some, vegetation or even fruit or nuts in there that are great. We can't just burn it without knowing, right?
Crew member Volper has stated that some of the mushrooms are absolutely delicious.
Oh,
Sure, but if you're not a mushroom, you're a killer robot.
I don't think anybody has tried to eat the robots yet.
there's robots there.
There's a small thing of it. I don't recommend going there. From what the reports of Royce and Valentina have sent back, they are mostly deep in a forest where you must walk the path to get there.
Oh, and we don't want to be on the path. I see.
So here's the map of it. This is where the robots are. Like, this entire like structure is like a fallen robot. This is where the crew from Monday's game is. They are posted up on this mushroom watching this castle. This is the Blue Roof Inn. This is where you guys are going.
Ah, you can tell because it has a blue roof.
They're very creative with their naming.
I mean,
This is a different inn.
but that has a blue roof too.
It does.
But yeah, with the blue roof,
This is not an inn.
roof is bluer. So
There's more of it for sure.
yeah.
Is that how it works?
There's more roofs. The bigger the roof, you get the claim. Is that how the inns compete on this path?
Are there any bridges over the path at any point?
We have not seen a single bridge over the path.
What about a fallen tree? Would that work?
Based on our reports, if you are tied to somebody that is on the path, you are counted as on the path. So I would not recommend touching an inanimate object that is on the path,
Where are we starting
or you will
from?
be counted. The plan would be to come from the Sickened Sea. You would come from
Okay, yeah,
over here
'cause-
and then down.
Because any other place we would have to either go over the path or around the giant robot.
I'm just flipping through like the mission briefing. So we're to get there via kite. Am I reading that right?
It's like, you could take the kite path if you want. Like, I personally, now that like a couple days left on it, it's a risky path, but it would get you there quickly. But this, we are in no rush. There's no particular rush on this one. But you could. However you get there is how you get there.
It's
We do have...
this-
Go.
Is it this whole forested area that we're talking about burning down, or everything?
everything, like all the like the corruption is leaking into the ground, and that's what this is. Like,
Right.
Like shoals.
it's just like if we were to like just burn the corruption out, we would be burning all the mushrooms that house that like eat the corruption. Yeah, it's a rough idea. I'm not like I don't think it's a great idea.
Well,
This is Alan saying it, that like burning it seems very like risky.
it's not going to be our go-to option.
Oh yeah,
Not
for
mine
sure.
anyway.
So
But it is
being
an
a
option on the
giant
table.
flying creature is probably a bad idea too. Then
It's just like you would likely attract some of the natural creatures that live in the in Tier Lower. Like heads up, everything there is huge. Huge. It's just like if it sees
would
you
love
with
it there.
prey. What?
Krieg would love it there. Then
What are some evasion tactics that have worked for being unseen in tier low so far?
It's like, and it like looks at his notes. We don't have any. Every
good.
single time we've gone there, we have been consumed by a snake, pointing to Isaac. Like, ridden a giant creature known as the Catoblepus, and then switching to another giant creature known as the Tort. We were chased by a three-legged, two-headed giant reptile creature. And saved by a group of wanderers.
Good thing we're not traveling as deep. Do we even have to cross the path?
That is why we decided to send you to the Blue Roof Inn. Like, you may just enter without even interacting with the path.
Sounds good.
It does sound good.
It's like, excellent. And he puts his paw out for everybody, like to shake everybody's paw. I mean, to shake everybody's hands. He's just like, now, please, you remember, you are on a mission for Lockstitch. You are ambassadors to these people. Some of these people already know of us by the way that Katori and Simmons, Osiria, and I can't remember, we sent a fourth person, and I feel terrible when I forget whoever the fourth person is for that game, to solve a little problem they were having during the winter. Like, they already know of us. They know we're coming. That is your letter of introduction. Just like, now we are. Go ahead.
I was going to ask if is the letter sealed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
I'm going to go do some shopping. Gemini, can you help me with some of these items?
Yeah. What you getting?
So I need ground barley, sparkle dust, salt, blue honey, centipede milk, and dried stink flour.
Gemini walks out of the room and comes back with all of it. Because, I mean, this would all be stuff he would have. in his room.
I was planning to make a day of it, but thank you.
Like, I mean, that's just restaurant supplies.
I found this recipe. I don't know what it does, don't know what it makes, but I don't know. Seemed like a lot of people wanted it. There's like Trying to flick off some of the dried blood that's on the piece of paper.
I zoned out for a second there. Fucking ADHD. What did you say?
I say, I don't know what it makes, but it seems like it's a hot commodity.
Oh yeah. What's the recipe? Like,
Doesn't say.
huh? And we need to make it right now, or
No, not right now. For the road.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't like. We've spent a lot of time in this office. Let's move to this part. This is you guys already. This is the Blue Roof Inn. It is huge. Like all of the inns along these roads are gigantic.
Cute Minotaur lady, or fawn, or some kind of bovine.
Yeah, she's like 10 feet tall.
Hence why this place would be huge.
This place
got
is
it.
big even for her.
Oh.
As like you all make you guys could have like kited down here, that like, oh, that's fine. Like getting here is not the interesting part of being here. As she like looks at the four of you like approaching, and she's like, "Welcome to the Blue Roof Inn. How can I help you today?"
Dara just hands over the letter. It's like, this is the welcome letter.
And she grabs it and pops it open, and like, read. And she's like, "Ah, yes, Lockstitch. We've heard that you were coming. I'm sorry. We're coming in. Like, we're a little like sparse today. Like it's been a rough season."
Yeah.
I'll follow.
Inside the inn, this is just one of like many rooms. There are tons of tables, but almost all of these ones are empty. There is another room you can hear some people talking in. The whole place smells like very faintly of delicious roasted meats, and just you can see that this the seats are well worn. Like many people have come in, like this place is designed for mostly of people of 10-foot stature or higher, but there are smaller tables to accommodate. There are tons of candles all around that have been melted to so the wax has pooled on the floor to like make basically huge mountains of wax. And this place must have been like here for hundreds of years. But there are not a lot of people here right now.
Seems a bit light on the clientele. Something the matter?
There were many. There's a large group walking the path this season. And then many hunters don't dare venture into the woods lately. Like, we would normally be feeding the hunters and the lumbers, but they're not going out as much anymore, and therefore less need.
Just slow season. Yeah.
Low for us, strong for the lower laced. The Banes have been getting a little bit more rambunctious lately.
The Banes?
The lower laced.
The creatures that cannot take care of themselves in the corruption. Or in the, like, you call it the corruption, in the lower. It's like they go a little mad. But mind you, come in. Take your seats.
I've had ample interaction with mad creatures affected by the Loa. All of them violent.
It's like there's a significant number of them this time, and just like, come in. Like, sit down. We'll bring you out what we can. It's like, please sit. If you are looking for company, there are some in the other room. Do not worry of their gruff demeanor. She's like, I will bring you out some food. And then we will have... I will introduce you to our... What's the word I want? Like... The innkeeper. Go ahead.
I don't want to spend time role-playing, but just imagine Gemini at some point, like, probably asked to, like, talk to, like, the chef or whatever, and, like, trade recipes, etc., etc.
Oh, of course. Sharp knife is in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, if you're trading recipes, can we try this one?
Maybe.
What is it a recipe for?
That's the fun part. I want to find out.
I'm not an officer here, so pardon me if I'm overstepping my bounds. But shouldn't we speak to some of the patrons here to learn about the Loa and how they interact with it?
Yeah, probably.
You two, if you want, you guys can go make stuff, and maybe Isaac and I can, if you guys are really into making that soup or whatever.
Of course. We will catch up later.
Alright, yeah, so... Isaac and Seth and the others, like, the patrons of this inn are here. They are all bigger than all three, than you. Even the smallest is about 9 feet tall. This one over here drinking. And like as you like walk into that section, like there's a big hearth just a blasting out some heat. And they just stare at you like not coldly, but like suspiciously. Their conversation stops the second you walk in the room.
First things first. Do we know anything? This is speaking to you, Alan, not to them. Do we know anything so far about what is taboo or faux pas with interacting with anybody in this region?
Nope.
Boss. All right. Is it obvious to anybody that is sitting like at the head of the table, or are they all separate tables?
They're all separate tables, so she's supposed to be smaller than that.
Okay, and that's the person who was out. Did we get her name? I apologize.
That is not the person that was outside, and no, you did not get her name.
Okay, I've got half of it covered up with my dice roller. All right, I'm gonna ask the person who's closest then. Gonna kind of like bow a little bit. Hello, we're from Lockstitch, and we're here to. We want to learn about you all so we can help our own people and help. Out of character, give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm a little rusty. Can we talk with you all?
It's just like, which one are you talking to?
Whoever is nearest to the door.
I think it's that could be like whichever one you want to be like whichever way you think the door is. Like go ahead and like you click on whichever one you want to like talk to.
I like this game. I can't click on people, so it's this guy.
It's like he looks up at you with his eye and he's just like, you seem to be doing an alright job thus far, and he takes a big bite of his bread. Like, how can I help you?
We're new to Tirloa, and it seems like you guys here have a much better understanding of what you all call the Loa. And we want to kind of learn more about it, so we know how to deal with it better as well. Also, is everybody well fed and well wedded? Because I'd be more than happy to get around for everybody. Unless that's taboo, and then I take that back.
All three of them are sitting with like large mugs, and they are eating bread at this time. It's just like, I've got mine. It's just like, could always use some meat, but we're out of it right now. But, and he like takes a big gulp of his beer.
Is that an issue that's with just this in itself, or that the region?
A lack of hunters have brought the current supply of meat down, and the rise of the Banes in the area have caused a significant downturn in the amount of meat possible for us to get. Those things kill indiscriminately. But once the path is finished walking, it's like we look forward to seeing Battle and Born return. And like, they all raise their mugs to like, but to Battle and Born!
What are the Banes?
The Banes? Large creatures of absolute sinister corruption. He says corruption for them, but not like you'll figure it out. And it's just like terrible, like many-limbed, some with extra legs coming out of their back, many with them just ribs protruding out of their chests and forming extra claws. They bring down any animal that they can see and drip the lower into them, corrupting them, making them unable to be eaten. Normally, we only get a few dozen a season, but this season it has gotten out of control.
How many seasons has this been an issue?
The Banes have been here as long as any can remember. But this season is one of the worst. There are stories of some far before this time. But this season, they say, is the worst. Something about it has gotten those creatures all... Bleh.
How long does the walking on the path normally last? I have a feeling it's going to be longer with all these Banes around, though.
The path is dependent on who walks the path. This guy walked the path once. It was the best time of my life.
Does he look like he's reminiscent about it, like he's wanting to speak about it, or does he look like sad nostalgia?
I'm not sure, honestly, either. It's just like saying that like it's basically the same as I went to school at one point in time. I was in high school. Is kind of the vibe.
Yeah, there are different vibes for different people. I fucking hated high school. All right. So what I'll do is, if he allows, I can't really pull up a chair. I will get comfortable near him, kind of pat a chair next to me, be like, Isaac, come here and sit down, and order us some drinks. And I'd like to get some camaraderie with this individual as he speaks about that. So while he's like telling his story,
Oh, he's not telling his story.
oh dang.
It's just like, oh no. Stories are like, I think you could probably figure, like, somebody might have told you this. Like, you guys could definitely learn this. Stories are sacred in Teoloa.
Okay. All right. Well, what I was gonna do, I wasn't just gonna have you sit there and tell a story. I was gonna have like it fade out and go to the other two. But if they want to do a trade for a story, they need meat, and we need to open more trading routes. I'm curious if that would be a fair trade.
Why are you asking me if I need meat? I don't run this inn.
You are still an important individual with this. Every single person is an important individual in the community. And getting the feeling of what just the general public desires will let you know what the leadership should be after. So if I feel like you guys all want meat, speaking to you about it, if it's worth it to you guys, since you'll be paying in the in the form of stories, it would be kind of a three-way trade. I want to make sure it's worth it for you guys.
You are looking to talk to the proprietor, the innkeeper.
I guess I'm
Who
saying
also
is
went to get them.
I think I'm not coming across well. And that's me saying that out of character. Meaning, we would provide the meat to the innkeeper, and the hold on. Oh God, it's a three-way trade. Like they would tell us stories, we would provide the meat to the innkeeper.
Like Seth, I fully understand what you're saying.
Okay.
He doesn't have any authority to make that deal. Like, you do. Like, I literally mean that. You want to talk to the innkeeper.
Okay, I was
This
like,
is not his place to make a
horribly.
deal like that. But no, you figured out that there is like a supply and demand situation, and that's absolutely fine. Also, it smells like something's on fire outside.
Oh god, the kitchen.
Oh, but do you mean that in character or out of character? Like,
No, like out of character. Like the kitchen. Here's the kitchen. Has no fire going on right now.
Hello.
howdy.
This is Sharp Knife, the chef. And she just looks down to you. How may I help you? We've got porridge. And we've got porridge. Well, and all the ale you could drink. What can I do for you?
I've got a recipe.
You have a list of ingredients.
And the ingredients.
Do you want me to put these in the porridge?
I want to see what we can come up with.
That's not much of a recipe. And she like looks at it. She's like, it looks like it's missing the bottom half. What do I do with this?
Do you think so?
And she points to the tear at the bottom of that recipe. Most certainly.
Everyone just looks like, wait, is this just the ingredient list? You don't have the rest of the recipe?
Well, I thought I did.
It's not much
It
of
was
a
the only
recipe,
piece
it
in
was
the book
just-
I found.
Well, what's it supposed to make? These ingredients could make many things.
You at least have the ratios?
I put it in LS General in Discord if you wanted to look at what I'm looking at.
Huh.
Well, then I guess we need a catalyst for the rest of it.
How are we going about how would we prepare this? And she just looks at the recipe. It's just like, we have most of this in stock right now. It's like we have all of these ingredients, but I do. What are we looking for?
What's local?
Well, normally I would have like many things. I'd have Gorgon eyes, like skewered and roasted. We'd have some of the deers going right now. I would love some deer. Some of the vulture flesh. It's like sometimes we could even get some Catoblepus tendrils in here. But we are lacking hunters, as no one will wander the woods.
Too much Loa, I hear.
The amount of Loa is fine. It's the number of Banes that have stepped up. And the ogres.
Ogres.
We lost our 2 hunters to the ogres.
What's the deal with the ogres?
They eat people.
Oh.
And they're big.
Oh. Well, dang. It's not fun.
Well, circle of life and whatnot.
Yeah. So these mushrooms here, you seem to have at least a bunch of them. May I try one?
By all means, I do worry that these ones might not be palatable to you. We don't have a lot of the good ones. We haven't been able to track down a tort in a long time.
Should I roll to see if they're any good?
Oh, I know. These ones are they taste like dust.
Ah.
Like they have a not a gritty texture, but not a great one. They just taste like how do I describe it? Have you ever left a piece of chocolate out too long? And not that it melted, but it started to taste stale and not as sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The best way to describe it is it tastes like just straight cocoa powder.
Oh. Aha. So Gemini pulls out his business cards, so yeah, you're kind of low on supplies. You know, I could maybe hook you up with some, wouldn't be local stuff, but if you're
She hisses.
What's
We
wrong?
need to eat what is local. We do not eat foreign foods. And
My bad.
ugh. It's okay. It's okay. You're from out of town. Somebody came through. Strange dwarf with yellow hat, trying to sell us fish. It's like, ugh. Yeah.
Do you eat the Loa too?
Of course not. Like, our stomachs aren't ready for it, aren't prepared for it.
What if
What?
you prepared it for your stomach?
Can you eat
like-
the bangs?
No, most certainly not. The Banes, when you kill them, don't leave anything behind anyway.
It's true.
We eat the
Except
creatures
the
that
wounds
can.
they inflict.
Hmm. We eat the creatures that can turn the lower into something else. You never eat the mushrooms that eat the corruption. They are the lower. That is deeply in them. But there are many mushrooms that grow around outside of it, like these ones. Mostly, we use those to be for ingredients, but we don't have the sweeteners for it. I can
All
make a
this talk
fine
is
loaf of
making me
bread with those
hungry.
ingredients.
Gemini, I need to eat some of these things.
So centipede milk. You said you do have it. Like, I mean, you got milkable centipedes nearby?
Of course. Like, I've got old Bessie right out back.
Wait, are these a different, like the same type of centipede, milkable centipedes, or are these like a different species, or?
And Bessie comes in. It's like, oh, who's a good girl? Who's a good girl?
I think I just have to like hop hop backwards onto the stool when they comes in.
I mean, I like puts his hand out forwards, like, may I?
Yeah, absolutely. She's the goodest girl.
Oh, and Gemini, yeah, is just like rubbing Bessie's head or whatever. Whatever the most petable section of a giant milkable centipede is.
These ones are slightly different than the ones we've seen, from Bone Meal. They are furry.
Oh.
Imagine if you mix a giant centipede with a Highland cow.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see if Isaac wants to shoot a bird.
Now, I know you're not into non-local foods, but would you care to do some recipe exchanging?
Like,
Yeah,
recipes can be altered and used with local
Yeah.
food. That
Yeah.
is fine.
Okay. So, just while Oscar, just imagine that's what Gemini is doing. But for now, like, so like, yeah, food. We might not be able to trade food here to get you supplies, but if there's anything we can figure out that y'all need, I'd love to, and once the food situation's better here, I'd love to, become maybe trading partners of some kind.
Roll me a 20-setter. Alright, so a tough choice. What recipe are you gonna share with her?
Well, it's got to be something using the stink flower, but
You can give her the recipe for stink flower ale.
okay, yeah.
They don't have that. Alright, so your tough choice is you can either get the recipe for roast gorgon eye, or you can get the recipe for mushroom bowl stew.
Mushroom bowl stew.
So mushroom bowl stew, it's like, it is half a recipe for how to make it, but the first half of it is the recipe of how to, like, kill these creatures and, like, locate them. Gemini, you have you know how to spot a carnivorous mushroom in tier lower without, like, you will not be surprised by them. Normally they still would surprise you.
Okay.
But, like, and you get to always roll you can roll 2d20 whenever you're fighting a carnivorous mushroom. And apparently they're all over the place out there.
Okay.
And that's all right. Let me actually, I'm gonna bring us all back here. Not this one. There we go. They're all very colorful. Spencer, this her name is Spencer. She's like, I'm sorry it took so long. And like this gruff, like furball man, he's about 12 feet tall. Really calloused hands, super like tatted up. And he just like looks around. He's like, he's like, I've read your letter from your Lord Peanut. It's just like, welcome to the Blue Roof Inn. It's like, I'm sorry we don't have a better situation to welcome you with. I am told that we are supposed to do some kind of culture exchange. And he sits down carefully on one of the seats. He's just like, how can I help you?
Oh, we've got the what you call it, the Banes in the Loa. Like, it's been all over the place. We're just trying to kind of figure out the situation and what we can do to maybe help here, help other places. Just, figure stuff out.
Perhaps mitigate the intensity of this season. I hear it's... Oh wait, I didn't hear that.
You've seen Banes outside of Tier Loa.
Yeah, and Gemini will describe the big, the sensor dude.
I'll describe the robot war we had to go through.
Well, the guy that the thing Gemini fought. I don't, yeah. And
Yeah,
describe the ghosts and whatnot.
Those all sound perplexing.
Does talking about the war count as a story?
Talking about the what was that?
Does talking about the war in Hammerpaw count as a story, or the battle, the big battle?
Probably not. Isaac would have a better clue of what culturally counts as a story here, because he's spent some time in with capital L the capital L librarian with Katori. Just talking about what is real is not a story. That is just facts. Framing it in a story way is a story. But you guys do not have to do that here. This is a trading of facts, because he's not telling you a story. He wants to just tell you facts. And then he's just like, those all sound like fantastic creatures, but I think we all misunderstand what a Bane is.
Do go on.
A Bane is a large cat-like creature. Many tendrils.
Oh, it's a specific
Oh.
creature. Okay.
It's
You
not
guys have
real
seen
long, is
Banes.
it?
What's that?
It's not super long, is it? Kind of like a worm?
No.
Okay.
One second, let me get these. I'll find the token for it. They fought it in the forest. Yeah, Osiria's got it. These are Banes.
Horrific.
I think Gemini would just explain, like, oh yeah, I'd heard they were large creatures, filled with the Loa. I hadn't heard much of a description about specifics, so I just assumed it was just a general term.
Oh no, we have many names for many kinds of the creatures infected. But you have heard of many new ones. Tell me about this living armor.
Oh yeah, it was big, jerk who's all about censorship. We managed to knock a bunch of parts. Would Gemini have any of the parts?
You probably wouldn't have them on you.
Or he would have probably maybe description or illustration.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he would love to hear your descriptions of the parts that you guys have cut off creatures.
Yeah. And it's and then we thought we killed the guy, and then he burst out of the armor as a new thing, and man, it was wild. It was huge. Then we killed him, and then a bunch of ghosts nearby got corrupted by it, and oh man, it was just a bad time. Had to hole up in the library for a month.
He is fully invested in you telling about this. His fingers are digging through his beard and scorching stuff. Things are falling out of his beard.
Mm-hmm.
Metal scraps and stuff are falling out of his beard as he's listening intently. And then after you tell him, he's ghosts. Ghosts infected with the Loa. And you've all seen this. What else? What else have you seen infected?
Do you know about the giant snake in the Second Sea?
I have heard tales of the snake. Massive creature.
Takes up half a side.
So, things you guys have seen corrupted is you guys have just straight up fought, you have fought, a corrupted Leviathan. Just straight up corruption itself. Go ahead.
The giant blood bee or blood wasp that impaled Seth that one game. It had corruption in its head, if I remember correctly.
Terrifying. How far out have we seen this?
Side's over. And it's getting wider.
Hmm.
Did
we have
Alan, did we see any of that in the Celestial Sea?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the first place we saw it.
Yeah. All the way out to the Celestial Sea is first traces we encountered.
That's terrifying. Something has happened.
Yes, so we are here to find out how we can help mitigate it.
And he stands up. As long as we've known, as long as we've been around, we've had men and women walk and everything in between, every kind of person. We have had people. Sorry, I don't know why I said men. I know why I said it, but we've had people walk the path. We felt this year was going to be dangerous, so we sent a surplus, some of our finest warriors. Battle and Born took the path as well as Dearest, and like you see like a little tear like of pride appear in his eye. This is Battleborn. This is Battle and Dearest's father.
Who is
It's
Battle
like-
and Dearest?
Battle and Dearest are two characters that are currently walking the path. They are huge warriors.
These are characters that have been seen in another game, or
Yep, I'll show you real
okay.
quick. I don't know if you all have definitely not met them. This is Battle and Born.
Hey, big.
And this is Dearest.
okay.
Looks strong.
Gonk.
They are incredible. Like I think he just has like pictures of them hanging over the fireplace. It's just like they are my pride and joy. If anything happens to them, I burn this place down. Like, and he's just like, I wouldn't, of course. But without them here, we are sorely lacking hunters. And without food, our people do not stand much chance against the oncoming knights.
Speaking of, Isaac, I was gonna ask if you could shoot a bird for me.
I'm sorry. What? Why?
Hunting, food. I'm hungry. Here, can you fix this? I hand him the recipe.
We will
Can't you do
revisit.
some bureaumancy thing? The chef said it was a torn off piece.
I'm gonna give in to your fuckery if I can.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a 20 setter. Tough choice. Let's see. Yeah, you can either put together the bottom half of this recipe, or you can decipher, like, you can either know how to do the second part of this, or you can learn whose blood this is on this recipe.
Damn, that is a tough choice.
I mean, with ingredients, you can always experiment and stuff. I vote blood. That's some interesting information.
Well, for voting, then I
Oh.
voted the recipe.
I'm leaning towards the blood. I'm going for
Your
the blood.
choice. Okay.
But by voting, I mean like just to give my.
Nah, I'm with it.
I was
Yeah.
leaning towards the blood because, first of all, just immediately like, hey, can you look at this with your weird magic? And then it's
Well-
like, cool, it's a piece of paper with a recipe and there's blood on it? What the
Well,
fuck?
don't ask Vatna, because he'll lie about it.
It's like in the blood. I don't know. It's like reading tea leaves. Isaac. As it's like I don't know exactly how you know it, but that is a shaman named Crackle's blood. And like that name comes to your mind, like the blood basically leaps off the page and just basically screams crackle to you. And also, like, they were alive when this recipe got torn away.
Wait, so whose is it? It's
Crackle.
Crackle. Crackle. Trying to think of who Crackle is. This is the problem of, like, barely ever being able to watch.
Isaac, why are you
I've
looking at me
never
like that?
I've never said this name before.
Oh, okay.
Isaac, why are you looking at me like that?
No reason. As he folds out the paper and hands it back to Vatna. Get back to me on this later. Later.
Okay. Right. Are we going hunting?
I think Gemini's just like, who's Crackle?
You wouldn't know the name unless Isaac said it out loud.
Did not say it out loud.
Oh,
Actively,
okay.
just kind of immediately just like, there's other shit that we have to deal with. That's a problem for later.
It's like we have many people walking the path. Is your letter from your master Peanut? Or your keeper Peanut? The language is tricky. Says that you have some members also walking the path currently. We appreciate the help. We could use it. Not that my daughters need any guarding. They are quite powerful in and of their own right.
I'm just picturing where it's like, hey, can we talk to like Royce and stuff, and then we talk to Battle and his daughters. Not gonna do. Yes, we do have a few Lockstitch members walking the path. We could try and talk to them, but they're probably busy.
The path does take all of the attention. They are unable to stop at any point.
But
A
what about,
consistent movement. Go ahead.
aren't these inns for that purpose?
These inns are that, and these are the only sacred places for it.
What allows these areas to be sacred and safe for the travelers, the walkers, to come in without affecting anybody else and without them getting harmed by leaving the path?
Every night somebody sleeps within one of these inns. A little bit of the preloa is separated from ourselves into the path. That is why most people with magical consequence do not enjoy sleeping in our inns. It is also said to be why we do not have any magic onto ourselves anymore.
Because the path took it all? Or the Loa?
The path is part of the lower. It is intertwined. But yes, we give ourselves to the path. Just those who stay here. Like, I have no magical aptitude myself at all. And neither does my daughter Spencer. And he puts his hand on his daughter's shoulder.
So, speaking of like harm from leaving the path, what exactly happens if somebody gets off the path?
Your soul will continue to walk it without you.
Oh, that sounds bad.
I don't recommend it.
And how does one leave the path without that? Like, what is the end of the path for a person?
The end of the path is once it reaches enough. The path will glow as brightly as the moon. And in that moment, it will spread far across the Loa and cast out the Banes and all of the other creatures corrupted by the Loa. And then it will start again. As seasons.
Still, mitigate. If you were to start someplace, where would you?
To start to walk the path?
No, to start to mitigate everything that's going on with it. It's too intense for the world to handle alone.
I'm sorry, my friends. This is how we've always dealt with it. We've never heard of it leaving. It should have never left. The path has always kept it under control. Unless something changed recently. Things have been getting bigger. Scarier, even. The spiked one walks the woods at night. She is massive. And she has become more feral as of late. But that is not here. She is deep to the south.
Of what do you speak?
A large creature. Not the largest out there, but she is huge. She has always remained friendly, uncorrupted. But she grows in size. When she has an air of anticipation.
Anticipation of what?
Unknown. It feels like she might be waiting for a mate. And oh, I'm scared to see what might mate with her. But if you are looking to provide to mitigate this, I would say our best course of action is to strengthen ourselves and strengthen the woods. If you feel up for it, as you've mentioned before, a hunt might be in order. If you could make your way into the woods and bring us back meat, and like if you are against the idea of meat, which I understand some are, and it's, it is what it is. Any form of like fruits, vegetables, stock our larder, then we could feed our next generation, and like not just the next generation. We could feed many men and women and hunters and warriors in this very inn. Like make a surplus and have more walk the path. The more we get to walk the path, the stronger it will become.
Better food, more feet is what you're saying.
Exactly. It's like, stock our larder. And then we can feed them. And we'll get more to walk the path. Perhaps we could even get some of the Cult of the Ram here to begin to walk the path as well.
One can only hope. Isaac, I'm hungry. Can you get the bird, please?
After hearing about hunting, ears perk up and I look really excited.
I just like stick my head into the other room. It's like, we're going on a hunt, and then come back.
Who are you telling that to?
Just
We're on the same
anyone
ring.
who heard it in the other room.
Just a bunch of people responding, "K." Live your best life.
Friendly crowd.
So the Spencer's just like so nearby this location there are the oh deers, there are the vultures, there are the carnivorous mushrooms, there are gorgons, there are catoblepuses. We have not seen a tort in very long. But anything would be appreciated.
So I got torts, kettleblepas, vultures, gorgons.
Probably mushrooms.
Mushrooms, of course.
Jordan's
Can you
like,
eat the
"Oh, yeah,
carnivorous kind?
yeah.
There are the carnivorous kind, and otherwise, do not, by any means, if you could help it, do not cut down the ones that are currently consuming the corruption and the Loa. We need those.
But the carnivorous ones are fine to eat like that, and we can bring those back.
Absolutely, they do not eat the corrupt. They do not eat the Loa.
Okay.
They eat the things that eat the Loa.
Since
Okay.
we are going on this hunt, and we are again very new to Tiraloa. Is there anything you could tell us about some of these creatures that might help us with tracking them down, or even succeeding in hunting them?
Do you want to come with?
I would never. I am a keeper. I am most certainly not a hunter. My dear wife, and like, he puts his fist to his chest. It's like, and like Spencer puts his hand on it, her hand on his shoulder. It's just like, she was the hunter of the family. She trained my two eldest daughters. Now it's just me and Spencer. She's a keeper in training as well. It's like I know very little. It's like I could teach you how to start a fire in a hearth. I could teach you the best drinks. As long as you are looking to put hair on your chest. Like I can teach you how to balance the books. But hunting? Oh, I'm not a hunter.
Did you two meet any hunters here? To Seth and Isaac.
We actually didn't ask if they were hunters or not. We do know that there is a great demand for meat, though. So I'm assuming the ones we spoke to don't hunt, or that wouldn't be as much of a problem. But you know what assuming does.
Oh yeah, our character. Should we ask about the the burning situation, or
I think we know the answer, but we could. From everything we've heard. It's all very intertwined and symbiotic.
yeah, because there are controlled burns that happen.
Yes.
Like,
True.
Guys, let's not burn stuff.
no. Again, this is me out of character. Like, acting like, should we bring up that somebody like, said we should probably find out about the
Burning
use
the
of
path?
fire. Or you know, maybe
Or the
yeah, burning the corruption, like burning.
Okay, because burning the
If there's
path
an
is like
excess of
that's
corruption,
sacred to them.
burning, because there is an entire, like, the whole side of the side is like heavily corrupted, right?
So, everywhere there are mushrooms is like where the most of the corruption is. Like this, like is the most corrupted part of it. The second, not, this is the most corrupted part of it. I'm sorry. Like this castle right here, this is the single most corrupted part.
Okay.
Is that like a flow path for it?
I was
Like a
thinking the
river?
whole side was like where the heaviest corruption was, just visually.
This is what happens when the corruption touches the water. This is corrupted water.
Oh, okay.
The mushrooms are doing everything they can to pull it up, but it's still like an oil spill level of corrupted like water over there.
And is that how it's leaking to other sides?
That is how it is getting to other sides. That is how, yeah. That is one way that it's getting to other sides. There's another way where there's a root system, like a mechanical root system deep underground that keeps popping up in other places, and that appears to be leaking corrupted magic as well.
Yeah. So would the idea be to burn like a strip to kind of starve the corruption from being able to get to the water? Is that, or was the proposal just burn the whole side?
I think Nameless's proposal was just like set fire to this and then burn all the mushrooms down.
Oh, but we know the mushrooms are doing most of the work to mitigate the corruption. So yeah, okay.
Nameless did not think the plan fully through.
Mm-hmm.
There seem to
But
be
because
a
people
lot of
believe
factors
everything-
in play against the corruption, is what I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, this, like, it was never a problem here. Like, I mean, problem, yes, like, they have to walk this path, they have to keep this spell going, but they made a way of life around it.
Right.
Like they were able
Wasn't
to
until
adjust to
recently.
it.
Exactly. Like, the animals evolved to deal with it. Like, they, like, came up with an entire society around it.
And it's a thing that hasn't affected other sides until just recently.
Until right now.
Yeah.
Until very recently, yep.
Which coincides with the worst recorded season for it that they know of.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we're all on the same page about this now. I think we
Yeah.
all...
But right now, we need butts and seats, so let's get some grub.
Yeah, let's go do some hunting.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so you guys can, like, they give you like big claps and pats on the back, and 1 second. They hand you each like a nice loaf of bread.
Bread.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And now, this is what we have for you at this time. This is just bread. It won't recover HP or anything, but it will, like, stave off hunger.
Cool.
That's some big bread.
I'm shrinking it. That's just the size the token was.
Oh, I liked the giant bread.
So Isaac, did you figure out the recipe? As we're walking out.
No. But for some reason I know whose blood is on the paper of it. I'm not gonna ask any questions about that. Just
It was like that when I found it.
I wasn't accusing you of anything.
But you know whose blood? The... Okay, whose?
A shaman. His name was, I forgot his name. I genuinely
Crackle.
Crackle.
Shaman Crackle. I wonder if anyone knows him.
This conversation was like after you guys left, though.
Yeah.
Now
So
that Gemini has heard the name, if we go back there, he's totally gonna ask if they know who Crackle is.
Right on.
like you all get into the thing. I'm assuming like they told you what creatures lived to the north and east. Like, so you guys don't have to, like, it's over here. So you all do not have to worry about the path itself.
Cool.
You have no concern of like getting like this is Alan, your GM, telling you, I am never gonna trick you into like quick stands stepping onto the path.
I didn't think you would.
Right.
Good to know. Certainly a deliberate thing in that case.
Yeah, it's just like if you guys wanted to walk the path, it would be fine, but like we already got people walking it, and that story is happening. And they are like way away from you guys right now. They are down here, I think. And they gotta go up through here, and then they're gonna be here.
But we can still do like the in tithe.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
But for now, we hunt.
As soon as we're away, like fairly away from the inn, close to where we're getting ready to hunt, I turn to the others, and eyes are like glowing with happiness. I haven't got to hunt since my birth world. I am very excited. Like hunt for food and nourishment and joy. I'm gonna shapeshift.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody's seen it before, but just in case, because I don't know if Gemini has. I'm just gonna post what the creature looks like in art. So 3 foot tall at the shoulder, 6 foot tall at the antlers. So kind of big, and since this is my higher level shapeshift, I can speak to you guys, but it's telepathic.
Okay.
As soon as
Look at
the
that
transformation
smile.
happens, kind of bouncy, happy, excited, higher sense of smell. Can get distracted easily, but better smelling and hearing. Only far-sighted, not very nearsighted. What are we after?
I think Gemini's gonna do his bird form thing so he can get an aerial view as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep an
I'll
eye
stick
out
with,
for the
Isaac,
carnivorous
wherever he's
shrooms.
Okay, Gemini, which mushrooms did you say? Oh, he's gone.
Oh no, that's why Gemini turned into a bird. So he can fly up high, keep an eye out for carnivorous birds from farther away, or carnivorous mushrooms from farther away.
Okay.
Oh yeah. For sure. Gemini, give me a 20-sider. 2 20-siders because you're looking for carnivorous mushrooms.
12 and a 16.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's a success. So. All right. 1 second. Here we go. You do see a mushroom colony of them. Like they're right here, like right where you guys are. Like we can say like this is walking quite a distance. Like this map is huge, basically. Just so I don't have to just keep moving us.
Yeah.
Although I do have a ton of these, and I love them all. Where did that one go? Yeah, Gemini, you find them like you are like right above them, like you're a distance in front of the rest of the group, but you have found a large colony of the carnivorous mushrooms. They are not in that form. They just look like mushrooms to everybody else right now.
Okay.
But Gemini can let
will
you know.
Land and be like, yeah, here, found some carnivorous shrooms right here.
Oh,
Do they
how do
smell
we
weird?
harvest them?
Probably kill them.
Just shoot it?
I mean,
Gemini, based on your recipe book, it says the easiest way to keep them, most like the best way. I just suddenly realized I'm doing Dungeon Meshi, I think.
I mean, I didn't realize
Well,
you
a little
just
bit.
realized that, but
I didn't learn about that until very, very recently. But yeah,
it's really good.
the best way to do it is you wait till it opens its mouth, and then using a blade of some kind, cutting like its jaw like in half, and then you can easily just make a stew pot out of the top of the mushroom, as well as like all you do is boil it, like put a little fire underneath it, it boils up itself. It's a nice meaty stew. You don't even need to cut it up. Like you can add things to it to make it flavor even better, but it'll be just like a really nice like thick mushroom broth. Like, but it tastes of mushrooms and also meat because these are living creatures.
Yeah. Is it so? It's only the very top that they eat. They don't eat the rest of it.
Yeah, only the very top. The stumps are garbage.
Okay.
could you turn the stumps into like some type of sieve that can filter out the corruption into something
Ooh, good idea.
more pure?
They do not eat the Loa. These mushrooms do not consume Loa.
They eat the things that eat the Loa.
And they regurgitate like the corruption. And if you do see corruption near them, run. That is like the purest. Like if you see a Catoblepus pooping, don't go near that poop.
I tend to avoid that from any creature. But thank you.
Well, but what about those the type of civet that eats coffee beans and poops
If
them out?
you drink the coffee from those civets, you cannot be my friend.
It's gross practice. Gross industry. Not just because of the poop.
I mean, it's coffee. Coffee's gross anyway.
How dare you?
I can hear Soki rolling around in anger right now.
Got a moth
All
about
right,
to
but
read
yeah.
right here.
So you all know, like more or less how to take these guys out. They are, once Gemini tells you where they are, you can see them, like, and you can tell that like they open their mouth a little bit, like you can differentiate these like three large ones, like these three from like the normal mushrooms in the area. Probably because their gills are not leaking the Loa.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess that roll 2d20 to fight, right?
Oh yeah, if you just want to kick it off, like what's it look like? Are you still a bird?
No, I think Gemini would have landed so as not to be yelling and alerting other predators to our position. So would have, yeah. So he's got his big multi-tool staff thing, and yeah, I'm just gonna roll an attack to try and figure once the attack starts going towards it, they'll start opening their mouth and then land. Try and do it all in one thing and do it in the style of a dance for 6 damage.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. So yeah, you just cleave the top of the one, like, right off. Like, it opens its mouth as you approach. What's your dance look like?
It's the Macarena, but at the end, there's like a big thrust with the pole arm.
Yeah, this mushroom bowl is roughly, like, it is bigger than, like, it is bigger than you.
Yeah,
Just the top part of this.
Yeah, the
Go
part
ahead.
where it goes, "Hey, Macarena," stab, or thrust, like right in time with that.
Alright, so where you have to cut is like directly under the tongue, because you want the tongue to be part of the soup. Like that's the meaty part. So like you catch it perfectly and it just like lands right in front of you. This thing like dies, and like Vatna, you immediately when it is cut, when that tongue is cut, that's when the smell of these things hits you guys' noses, all three of you, and it smells like dry aged steak.
Ooh.
Like it's amazing. It's a great flavor. Yeah, we didn't actually need that like that raising it by 1 or this confidence, because we already had a confidence up.
Vatna rolled a
Okay.
2 earlier.
Oh no. Oh, sorry. I don't break those when you guys like roll a group roll unless the lowest one
Gotcha.
breaks it. I've been working under the assumption that we still are confident in the job.
All right.
Sorry. But yeah, like
But it's just +1
This
until a
smells-
failure, right?
right until yeah. Oh yeah, I saw. I see in the roll 20 that the Nevermind a 2 was rolled. We don't have to worry about that too.
Yeah. You're good.
Because like unless you all rolled like a 2, that's the only time I'd break a corruption for a group roll. I'd break that unless a single 1 is enough generally. But yeah, you got 2 more of them. Like they are too far away from Gemini to reach him, although they are like they're still trying to pretend that they're mushrooms, but they're trying to slink themselves a little close to Gemini after he cut the thing's head off. I'm gonna focus the ping so everybody can see it. These are where I am. Right. With the 20 of Geminis, you can all roll 2d20 when making attacks against these things. You see the perfect, like, exactly how to cut these things. Exactly what you're supposed to do.
Let's go, mushroom stew.
All right. Gonna
Alright.
run up.
Vatna... Sorry, real quick, Seth. Vatna rolled and got he also got a 20, so what's that look like, Vatna?
As it's like focusing on Gemini, I'm just like blink and just like slice it from the back.
Absolutely.
Still
Alright,
one left.
so far we have 2 giant mushroom bowls.
Gonna run up. All this magic going around. Gonna be totally mundane about it and run up under it and instead of biting it, because I know these guys are probably toxic without being cooked, gonna slam up the horns up under its jaw and try to dislocate the head from like right where we're supposed to hit it, but with those antlers.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh. Don't know if it matters, but that's a 13.
I don't think it would matter particularly. Oh, well, it does, as your antlers tear through it, just ripping the like upper part of its jaw apart, and like you can rip it off, but you guys see the what would become like the brain meats of it, what would become the broth of like a soup dumpling situation. Like you see it just like pouring out of it, like wrapped in Seth's antlers is the tongue, like slightly mangled. Completely kills this thing, absolutely, but just in the most hellish way you can imagine. Just like Seth's head and antlers are covered in gore, and like you could use it as like scrap parts and like to toss into a different soup, but like it looks is the least appetizing thing that you have seen today.
I'm
Brutality.
gonna look to the others, kind of hopping a little bit. I did it good, didn't I, guys? Lick a little bit off that's pouring down the face. I did a good job. Did it right.
He'll use it to. Not gonna be the prettiest thing, not cleanest kill, but you know, cleans not everything.
Tail wagging.
Now, where are those birds? Are anything attracted to these things as food? So we could like
Especially
bait
with
for something more.
the smell of all the gore.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got 2 of these, and we can leave the one as like a trap situation. Like, you guys want to
Perfect.
lure something in? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
That sounds even better. Yeah.
So yeah. Also, for whatever this is, whatever's attracted to this, also is gonna want to eat Seth, for the record, just in case everybody's wondering.
Well, I think Gemini's going to use his flask of white wine to like try and help rinse Seth off a little bit.
I'm gonna smell delicious.
So, one second. Let me just get this token on. So, how like what does the trap look like, guys? Like what is the bait to like situation going on? Are we like fanning it? What's the plan?
What if
Like
we
how
make,
are we getting?
there are natural spells for like making a breeze. We'll just spread the scent of the blood out into the woods a bit.
All right, and like absolutely. And where we set up, like as far as it goes, like are we like doing the sniper setup? Are we just on the ground waiting?
I would probably be up high. Yeah. Probably in a tree. I don't trust these mushrooms to stand on.
Being a tree is a good idea. Same.
All right, Gemini and Isaac, what are you 2 up to?
I think Gemini turns into a bird, flies up to the top of a tree.
Need a hand up here?
I think Isaac hides among like some bushes as that sort of sniper setup.
Or maybe Gemini like flies up on top of one of the other mushrooms, so that he can just like jump down with his multi-tool staff. Do a dragoon
All
jump.
right. In not too long, you hear almost a rhythmic stepping, like dunk, 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 as this thing comes into the area, and it's doing a little dance the whole time. As like tendrils like whipping around the air, like as it tastes all of the mushrooms, and it's just like walking close to like the scattered on the ground one, and it's slowly like got its tendrils coming out, and like the first thing it does is like touches one of them and does a little dance back and forth.
And Jonah's like, "Oh no, I can't kill this majestic beast.
I
It's
can.
doing a dance."
How big is
Yes.
this creature?
It is roughly it's so big that the ticks it has are the size of basketballs.
That's
Was that on
disgusting.
Was that on the food list?
But-
What is
The
that?
Catoblepus.
That's the Catablebus.
Kit
Yep,
Kat.
definitely on the menu.
Do we know if these things are terribly dangerous to us?
They have glistening wet horns. They are huge. They could step on you by accident easily. They've got big old snufflers. Their noses are huge and like, basically, like very loose.
Also, is
Go
it normal for them to dance?
You do not have any way of knowing that.
I think Gemini gets on the computer. He's like, "Yo, I don't know if we can kill this guy. He's a dancer. He has the heart of a dancer."
What's a Catablebus? They said they needed those for the inns.
Does it look like there is any weak spot around its neck where fur is not as thick?
That's not fur. That is plant life. But it has the weakest spot is its face. Its face is the only part that you can see. It's like its face or its tendrils. Or I guess its toes, but those might be really hard.
Gemini then is going to yell to it to catch its attention, and then try to initiate a dance-off.
Well, there goes our surprise.
Well, no. Put its focus on Gemini.
You're a giant bird. It's gonna fucking turn and run immediately.
No. Gemini would like turn into a bird to fly to the top. He would have turned back, especially if he's going to do a dance-off with it. He's just, with his colorful clothes, he's just trying to just do a little dance, trying to mimic the dance and hope that it catches his Catablebus' attention.
Roll me a 20 sided. 18. Like it sees you up there. It's just like focused on you as one of the tendrils goes out and grabs a bit of the mushroom and like gets into its mouth, and all you hear is just munch, 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 munch.
Yeah, the goal is to have its attention so that it's easier for everybody else to sneak up.
I guess I'll give the signal.
Immediately going to do a running jump onto this thing's back. Try to sink in talons, pincers, and teeth. Don't know if the pincers can penetrate, but if they do, still one D2 or 2D2. Are we still under any buffs?
Confidence just gives you +1 to it.
On yellow. Jesus Christ.
With that one, which seems very I guarantee there's a bit large group of the fucking chat that's just like, yeah, I can see Gossic's like, yeah, we didn't kill Munch. Where did their tokens go?
Oh, this is a named one?
We don't know that.
I've only seen one of them. Yeah, you guys have
okay.
no way of knowing.
Munch was not in the report, I don't think, other than crossing the path.
As you said, you were jumping on its back. You said,
Yeah. Trying to dig in claws, fangs, and the pincers on the side.
you all see. Oop, I don't know what that card was because my Twitch just froze. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Oof, you just really beat the shit out of Seth for the record. Whoever made that an F in chat. And it's just like the second you land on it, you feel like rustling from the undergrowth underneath the of this thing's back as a ton of these little like, and little is a term that you could use for this.
Little is relative.
They're the size of like pit bulls. But imagine gerbils that are the size of pit bulls. Actually, I'm more picturing like jerboas.
Oh, so they're adorable.
They're rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, and they're leaping out of the underbrush of this thing's coat. And these creatures eat ticks the size of basketballs, and they are just sinking their teeth into Seth. I was gonna have each one of them hit you for 1.
No, do it, man.
But the F in chat is meaner, but like I'll stick it to that. Like you get thrown off of this thing and like are bleeding significantly.
Were you able to was Seth able to pull any of them?
Oh no,
off too?
not with a 1. Not with a 1 and an F in chat.
Hey, it looks like the mushroom there.
Like so you crash down the ground and the catoblepus like rears up to its like full height and is about to like, it's gonna turn around and run. That was its attack though. As it, I'm not gonna crush you under this thing's foot, Seth. But like,
I almost said something really inappropriate in a really inappropriate tone of voice.
Like the legs stomp down, and it just like takes off, and like its like snoot gets absolutely huge, and you guys hear like this loud bellowing noise coming out of it as it runs in the distance.
Well, that could have gone better.
One of the tendrils grabs the rest of this thing and takes off with that.
Well,
all I could do was watch that happen.
well,
Are you
hey,
alive?
What is my? How many were those, and how much damage was done total?
Oh, you took 8 damage.
Not too bad. I have 20 right now. Give me a reward. I have 12 right now. It hurts.
wait, we have more than
But
10
I'm
max
okay.
HP?
I am
Yeah, you all normally have 12.
Oh.
wait. Yeah, okay, so it's 10 more when transformed, so 22 minus 8. Okay, yeah, I'm doing alright.
Still, take this. That looks brutal.
Well, if that was wild shapes, that's fine.
Well, I guess that didn't work. You want to try again?
Seth's still covered in gore. I mean, we can just use you as bait.
Perhaps less literally this time.
Kind of whine a bit.
There, there. Can I pet you?
Yes, please.
Pat, pat. Pat, pat, pat.
Hey Isaac, can you give me a 20-sider?
Sure.
Isaac, something's moving on the mushroom above you. Like, this one over here.
Can I see what it is?
From just that one success right there, you can tell that it is moving like a predator. It is stalking around that up there.
Cool. Hey guys, as fun as this is right now, I think we might have another problem soon.
What do you see?
Something is stalking us, likely stalking Seth, and it might pounce soon.
So we just wait for it to come down and then we get it.
I'm just gonna stand on guard.
I know I can't smell because I'm covered in, like, gore, but can we hear anything?
You guys gotta make rolls.
I'm gonna see if I can see what Seth sees.
Jesus.
I love that one! Okay. I hate to tell you how bad of hunters you all are, currently.
This is why I was really kicked out of the clan. Tribe.
Well, one of us in particular.
Like, this Bane comes flying up behind Gemini
Behind you!
and pounces, like, hits you all the way to the ground. It's gonna deal 6 damage.
Oh.
And 2 damage to your AP and 6 damage to your HP. As, like, it is just ripping into you. And, like, it's got Gemini pinned to the ground as it, like, begins to open its mouth for, like, a second attack. And, like, as you guys see that one, the other two make their attacks towards you as well.
Is this what was under the mushroom, or is this in addition?
There was a pack of Banes hunting. They came because they heard the Catablapus' cry.
Okay. Being pinned, am I able to do anything?
Not right now. Somebody's gonna have to help you up. I'm gonna roll the other two's attacks. This one is like slinking and like charging for Seth while he's down, and this one's trying to pounce on Vatna to stop Vatna from helping Seth.
I rolled a success on that though.
Oh, there was a group roll. I took that one.
Okay.
Like that, but only because he rolled the one is the only reason he got the straight attack. Like the ambush was gonna ambush. Alright, the first one is Seth. The second one is Vatna. Alright, this one missed Seth, and the second one like is lunging at you, Vatna. It is coming with its claw. It's got like sharp ass claws, and it just catches you. Nowhere near as bad as it caught Gemini, but it does do 3 damage to your HP and 1 damage to AP.
I'm guessing it caught Gemini first because Gemini was out in the open.
Probably. Well,
Yeah.
Vatna's out in the open too, above Seth, but the other one, like Warlord, Isaac. You get a free shot on this one that was coming for Seth. What did it look like to stop it? Like, how did you stop it?
So like right as it was about to pounce onto Seth, it just gets shot. Like an immediate shot that kind of pushes it back away from Seth a little.
Absolutely. All right. And now we can begin taking turns in whatever order we want, everybody. Gemini is pinned. Seth, you are able to get up. Vatna, you took go ahead.
I want to attack the one that's attacking Vatna since he just helped me.
Yeah, go for it.
What is its position in relation to me, and how big is this creature?
This creature is about 20 feet tall. These ones are not running bipedal, but they do look like they could if they wanted to. It's on all fours, roughly the size. Not 20 feet tall, it's a bit tall. I'm gonna say it's about no, because they eat furbolgs. So yeah, it's about 20 feet tall. From ground to back, and about 40 feet long. And that's not counting its tendrils, which are like flailing around like crazy.
So bigger than a Tyrannosaurus Rex. All right, I'm going to reach up. If it looks like it's completely focused on Vatna. I want to reach up and bite its tummy, or stomach, or whatever that bottom part is called on this type of creature. And you didn't give me any like. Oh no, it does tell me. I'd like to bite it at the same time as using Flesh Sculptor, the ability from my inside stomach coming up from my throat into my mouth. So as I bite it, this happens.
Flesh Sculptor? What class has that ability?
It's not a class, it's a curse.
Uh,
It is posted in thing if you want to okay it before I do a roll.
Yeah, that's fine. Also, confidence has worn off. You guys are no longer confident.
Mhm.
Upon seeing Seth jump on the Cataplepus and get his ass kicked.
If I get a bad roll, I'm... Oh my god, yes!
Yeah, for sure. So you just like chewing through this thing's stomach, basically?
Yeah, and with Flesh Sculptor, while I'm biting it, I want its flesh to, like, boil, like, not like fire boil, but like mold itself to where it looks like it's boiling and blistering, where it like kind of sloshes off.
Yeah, that's fine. As that takes place, like, this thing just like begins dripping corruption out of it as it just begins to fade into nothing. Like, it flakes like dandruff and blows away on the wind and immediately starts getting sucked into these mushrooms.
okay, so they turn to dust basically, and the dust is still full of the corruption. I was about to ask, like, what happens to the corruption of one of these when they die? But I guess that answers it.
Yeah, for sure.
Mushrooms are sucking that up, right?
I think Gemini's just
Oh,
gonna be
Lord.
like, little help
Sorry?
over here.
Isaac, did you want to take that another one?
Yeah, I was gonna take
Did you
that
play
another
it?
one for the instead of attacking the one that got pushed off from Seth earlier, shooting at the one that's right by Gemini to try to help him out.
Yeah, give me a 20-sider. Alright. So, do you want to, you can, like, two choices. One of them, you hit the monster, and like it reels back and it's gonna get another attack. Second option, shoot the hostage. Like the bullet clips Gemini and does 2 damage, only 2 damage, but you hit this thing dead in the eye, and this one also will just fade away.
If I'm known for anything, it's shooting hostages.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, as the bullet goes right into this thing's eye, Gemini, it's like coming in for another bite. It's like really about to get you, and then like it just explodes into dust, and like it would have like you would have been covered in this dust, except for you're surrounded by the mushrooms, which basically kind of feel like vacuums. Like you can feel the pull of these mushrooms' gills, and like from like laying on the ground looking up, you can see the gills take the corruption into themselves. Alright, Vatna. You are looking at the last one. What's it look like? Like it, by the way, these things are not scared. They do not get scared. They do not run away. They were not trying to eat you. Alright, so what were you trying to do with the 6?
I think I'm more trying to defend Seth than anything, even though he just murked one. Yeah, I'm just gonna interpose and take a swing at it, or
Alright.
try to.
So, your tough choice is it's going to see, like, one, it'll either hit you and Seth at the same time, doing 2 damage to both of you, or it's going to, like, see the fact that you two are, like, whether or not, the fact that they don't run does not mean they're not smart, and they're going to see Isaac, like, reloading in that moment, and the tendrils are just going to go out and pierce Isaac for 4.
Give us both 2.
Alright, so it slaps you 2 to the side. You managed to get a cutting attack. Yeah, you're able to damage it. But what's the damage look like? What was the attack?
It was a reality sender, just straight across the face. Just like I claw into it, like the other one clawed into me.
Absolutely. How much damage does Reality Thunder do?
6.
Oh, then 6. Yeah, 6 does it.
What does that do to the corruption? Because I've been wondering about that. I know with the last one I was able to like tear a piece of it off. But do like the gills of the mushroom absorb it after it's been destroyed like that?
Oh, absolutely. If you would have rolled like a success or higher, I would have said that I would have let you totally pick apart. But like in the like it's just a rough counter attack, then yeah.
No, I wasn't looking for a part. I was just wondering if like it dies in the same fashion.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I don't think Reality Thunder has corruption is not the same as null. If you were to use those moves against like null magic and null metal and stuff, that I would think is different.
Okay.
That's something to like that would.
I mean, that's something I've been curious about as well, so it's on the list.
You all standing in the field, just basically clawed the hell up. You do have 2 giant mushroom head things, though.
Hunting is hard.
Wagging tail again. We did a good job. That was awesome.
I say we go back to the inn with these 2 things.
Well, 2.5. We have 2 clean and 1 that's.
No, the
Much
Cladabebus
more.
ran
We
off
got
with
taken.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
ran off with it.
Okay.
F in chat.
it. Took our dinner. Thanks, chat. Is there anything obvious lurking amongst the trees?
Obvious. I don't.
After that, most things would probably run.
Are there any more carnivorous mushrooms we can find?
In the forest, I'm sure. But as you guys are beat up, and like it is already 7:37.
Yeah, we're probably heading back.
Vatna gets to ride on my back if he wants.
Sure.
Vatna, you do feel something watching you. And like as you look up, you do see the moon. And
The
you
moon's
do
also
feel
a D20?
the moon is a D12.
Or oh. How long has that been like that?
I want to take out my
Since we got to this world. Sorry, go ahead.
what's this thing called? Um, Lauren's luminous star glass? Yeah, it's the magic telescope, and take a look at it.
Roll D20.
I rolled a d12 and got a 12.
That's not a D20. That tells me what side you're looking at, though. Alright. A tough choice. You can...
I want to pitch hitter that.
Oh, go for it.
Worth it.
So, yeah, with an at 20, you see a couple of things about the moon. The moon is iridescent in almost opalescent as well. It is every color and no color at the same time. It is
Beautiful.
It is. It does feel like you can feel its magic. That it is. How do I describe it? Like on that side of it, looking through it, and like this is not a this is a telescope, not a like full. It's not made for this, but it is working really well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get like super close, but I can give you a little bit of it.
Does say it shows a pristine view of the space in the direction you're pointing at.
For sure. You can make out what appears to be almost a city up there. And what that city looks like, I actually can't describe it to you right now because we have not fully fleshed it out. But you also feel like not even like feel, not like the suspicion. Somebody is watching you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can I just make like a little, like, can I just wave? I'm just gonna wave.
Absolutely. The whole forest starts to glow as though you were in daylight, for the record. All of you. Like, everybody's here. Like, the plants, not the mushrooms, the plants begin to grow a little bit. Like, all of them. Like, the trees grow easily, visibly an inch in front of all of you. The grass grows a little bit. The mushrooms do like a little shake to them. You can hear what definitely sounds like spiders chittering all around you in the forest. Like you can't see them, but you hear them. It almost sounds like harps playing.
I love stringed instruments.
Oh, also important question. Do the what are they called? The things we just fought.
The Banes?
Banes, do they count as a boss?
No, they only had 6 HP apiece.
So I can't get something from my Mega Buster from them.
Oh, yeah, I'll let it rock for sure. What were you gonna like turn into a Mega Buster move?
Just a big tentacle slap.
Hey, now we got another tentacle person.
And then Gemini goes pew and gets warps into the sky. It's fucking wild.
Whoa!
Then he comes right back. It's like, oh fuck, I don't know where I went.
Is it
Midnight
proportional
as
to
you were
me, or is the tentacle slap I do? The tentacle slap I do, is it proportional to me, or is it the size of one of their tentacles?
Proportionate to you.
Ah,
Mega Man rules.
true.
Mega Man's move is almost never as cool as what the bosses were hitting you with. Like Midnight, you're under the light of the moon, especially this moon right now. Your black dog shadow screams. It is furious. Like it is lashing out to a degree that you have never felt it before. Osiria, from atop the mushroom looking up at the moon, you feel you have it completely under control. Like under the light of this moon, like you can turn fully into your big bad wolf form. I don't know, like I do see Osiria still here. Okay. Like fully into the big bad wolf form, and it's just it is completely under your control. No, oh no, I rolled a 13, I'm gonna attack my friends. Not even. Like, under the light of this moon, if you want it, and I have to, just so that, this curse is broken. And Seth, because, you can have your curse broken here too. Only if you want it. I know you haven't gotten to play with your curse that much. But under the light of this moon, with a 20, with it on you right now, all curses could be broken. With the exception of how powerful, tier lower, the curse on tier lower is.
I just want to soak in this moonlight for a while. It's nice and glowy, and I'm a moth.
Gemini,
it will permanently break your curse, for you, Osiria. You don't have to lose your abilities, but it breaks it. The moon is very strong. The moon is the opposite of a curse.
I think Gemini's takeaway is wave to the moon more often.
Yeah, mine too.
I think I'll need to think about it and talk to you later about that, if that's okay.
I think this is gonna be I'll let it rock, but
I still haven't even learned how I got mine in character yet.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can just you're fine to not. Well, you don't have to take it. Absolutely. But this is my one opportunity. This breaks it. You'll have to find another way to break it later, if you still want your curse. I don't know if anybody, nobody else would be here that is cursed, right? Tarkus already lost his curse. But losing your curse does not lose the abilities. It just changes them, and also it allows you to take them off of your skill tree. You can put other abilities back on. Osiria is allowed to start taking like taking off some of those abilities now.
All right. I'll go ahead and accept that then.
Let's get back. I'm still hungry, and we need to ask about Crackle. After, like, I don't know, how long can we stay there? An hour?
It'll start draining your AP if you sleep in these inns. It will recover your HP though.
Well, yeah. I meant, like, how long do we stay, like, at the moon? Just, like, looking at.
Oh yeah, you guys can stay at the moon for a little while, and like upon getting back, they're just like super like, excellent, excellent. Could have hoped for a little bit. Oh, you all look a little beat up. What happened? It's like I know Bane scars when I see them.
Actually, it was the rats that started everything. What were they? Rodents. Big rodents. Things are going fine until the rodents showed up.
Cattle bleep is hunting.
Mhm.
I see it. I feel it. And it's just like those big snoots. Just like you just want it because you want to eat that. Oh, it's delicious. It's a delicacy.
Do they normally dance?
Only when they're very excited.
Do you know a shaman Crackle?
Yes, Crackle went missing a while back. A couple years ago. He was, well, less a shaman and more just a baker.
Oh, that might explain something. I found part of his recipe.
That checks out. If he's still alive, he must be. We haven't seen him in a couple of years. There's been a few cycles since we last saw him.
Did he ever make this?
He's like, with those ingredients, many things, even in the Blue Roof Inn, are made with those following ingredients.
Would they add to these mushrooms?
It's like, well, you could throw it in the mushrooms. It'd probably make it thicker, or you could make something to dip into the mushrooms with it, with those ingredients.
Well, I'll leave it to the chef to decide. I think it'll just get more people in here if we figure out the rest of it.
So yeah, they will immediately start cooking this up, the mushroom soup. We will add 2 more people walking the path, and they will catch up with our group that is walking the path and continue and like add to them. That game's gonna be nuts, by the way, because we have so many people helping them. They have a robot. They have 4 members of the cult of the Ram. Valentina's got her little army. And it's just like, and with that, like, you guys can all eat this delicious mushrooms. It's only gonna take like 1 AP to sleep in here, so you guys should be perfectly fine if you need to stay the night with them. You will all have amazing dreams of bread and just like a lot of peace under that moonlight. The moonlight is coming through the windows like it's daytime out there, but not so much that it's just like keeping you up. It's lulling you all to sleep.
Do they have
But in
hot
a good
water
way.
in tubs?
Also, if
Yeah,
we stay here, is it going to drain our magic?
Just by one AP.
Oh, okay.
Bath time.
Did you figure out what your treasure map was, Vatna? before I like draw the screen on it.
Honestly, unless it's that thing on the table, no.
It was all the bread. It was a recipe for bread.
Aha.
I could have given you the next part of it, but like he was a baker. The bottom half of it is just like a full recipe and how to then make it.
Yeah, I tried. Nah, didn't get it.
It's okay. I sold you a gold gotcha anyway, so you at least got that coming.
Cool.
All right. So with that, like, if you guys do not have to stay here if you are afraid of the AP draining, but by the time you guys play next year, AP will be full.
Yeah, I'm fine to stay.
Yeah, I think we end up.
Yeah.
Hell,
I'll
I'll
stay.
stay a couple nights and just try and get more food for these guys. I want the
Yeah, I
corruption
think
gone
that's a
as
good
next
idea.
as much as the next person. So
Maybe we can learn more and hunt more. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd like to do that as well.
I'm
or is it just like one night only and then you gotta go?
This is gonna be a one night only hunting situation because by the time we get to the next game, like yeah, they're gonna call in people. We're gonna use the rolls here. You could like, I can't actually let you RP that either because I don't like the other games are gonna be in these woods as well. But like you guys could definitely like hang out with them for sure. But the hunting is done with this one.
All right.
And then oh no, sorry. The reason you guys can't hunt is because you got to go get the other group. Like you guys got to go pick up everybody else, and then walk as a large group back to Lockstitch, or back to the Silver Thimble. Like you guys got to get Osiria, Kay, Nameless, and Volpa. That was part 2 of the mission. Because Peanut said told them to stay put until you guys come.
All right, maybe we'll run into Munch again.
Yeah. So, real quick recap for today's game. We came and met many of the people that live along the path in Tir Loa. They live in giant inns that does very slowly drain their magic. Like they might like any of them could technically, very similar to you all, become like lowercase wizards. They could all like do that, but they sacrifice that part of themselves to just live Monster Hunter-esque lives. Like they are innkeepers, they are I don't know, Caustic. I don't know. Like they are innkeepers, they are hunters, they are blacksmiths, but they do not use magic anywhere near the same amount that you all do. Like there are definitely shamans, but like magically inclined, they don't do it. They just give it all to the path. And they have been having a rough season this season, because we've learned that many creatures, there are more bad creatures out there than ever before. And it's just like they are getting worse. They didn't even know that they're spreading further because they don't leave this side. Like they don't leave their inns for the most part. And then you guys all went out and hunted and realized exactly what's so hard about hunting out here. The monsters and stuff are difficult to fight, and they hurt, and they have the home terrain advantage on you all.
Yeah, I
They got a
would not
rat
want to-
defense system.
I would not want to live here.
It's like, it's the snack that eats back. We know out there somewhere is a shaman / baker named Crackle. He's somewhere. Did I? Oh, there. No. What happened here? Did I lose the game? Oh no, there it is. Okay. Nope, not that one. Where is it? There he is. Nope, that's a Gorgon. I was ready for you guys to hunt so many things. Is it this one? There he is! That's Crackle.
Crackle, what's this bread do?
Holding in your hand is the bread from that recipe, but like the rest of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, also, Vatna discovered the moon, and the moon discovered Vatna back. And like the moon was looking at all of you.
We're
Like-
friends now.
Like to be completely clear, Vatna is the one that like saw it, but you all got the same effects. Like Vatna, like you feel good around it. Like it recovered, all of you recovered 2 AP from that, like as one like wave. Everybody that's in tier lower did. So like everybody on the path, like if you like you guys wouldn't be, and you don't have to worry about it, but effectively you feel it. Like you feel the moon. And yeah. And Gemini learned how to cook really good soup and cut the heads off mushrooms.
The most important thing he could learn.
And you all tried to attack their best friend that they made on Monday, but failed miserably.
So that
I
would have
mean,
been that was
What are the
same
chances
one.
it's the same one? I mean, come on.
Oh, it had to have been the same one.
I know it had to have been the same one.
Disappointment.
These Catablapis.
Like, what other possibility could there be for it to be the same one?
Right?
It is nice to finally know how that's pronounced, though. I always thought it was Catabolus.
I mean, don't trust me. I could be completely wrong. Like, I know the word. Well, A from the creature, and B from a squirrel. But it was a trained squirrel. It knew how to do tricks.
Do love a trained squirrel.
That squirrel was hilarious. It lived in a giant bird cage. But yeah, that was today's game, and that is like that cutoff right there is the whole first half of this arc. Like when we pick up from here, we are still in the Silver Shadows. Like, and honestly, like I think you guys' shadows when the moon was shining on you looked less like shadows and more like silver, for the record.
Oh, I would have danced with mine in that case.
And yeah, that is that for now until we're gonna take this weekend off. We're gonna let everybody we're gonna do the schedule and get you guys all the we're gonna ask you guys your availability. Not yet. Yeah, like it's like wait till Nika does the call for it. But yeah, I hope everybody had fun. I hope everybody's enjoyed the first half of this arc. It's going a little bit longer because schedule fuckery and having to visit the doctor, and then we did the Glomecrest games and the telethon. So with all that, which is the reason that this arc is still basically the same length arc wise, but we had to cut it up a little bit.
Finally getting some answers though.
I am trying to answer things. I'm working on it.
And we appreciate you for working on it. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
God, these tokens were so good though. I love all
Yeah.
of them.
They're really, really good.
Also, is that a
like-
Wolpertinger in the corner?
You know, I don't know. That was just part of it. That just came included. I didn't ask it to put a Warpletinger in the corner. And I definitely don't think so. Warpletingers are definitely hotter than that. All of them, especially Gus.
It's almost like a
Aggressively
Yeti with
hot.
horns.
So yeah. And yeah, with that, that is the end of today's game, everybody. I hope we all had fun.
I had fun.
I enjoyed that.
It's all I can ever hope for. So, well, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye forever.
Bye forever.
Born as a smith, here I forged my new home, protecting the crews amongst destiny's throes. Which is the right path that I value more? My tinkerer's tools or my magical form? In the danger, don't know what comes next, weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Tracker of wolffolk, cursed with a plight, to embrace the darkness or chase the moonlight. Loyalty binds me to all I hold dear, eager to help, I'll embrace every fear. In the danger, don't know what comes next, weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Bound to ceramic, a ghost of what was. I yearn for the path to break free from my curse. Brave in the face of all my hidden strife. Forward I journey to seek a new life. In the danger, don't know what comes next, weaving my way with each step. On the path we wander through shadow and light, marching through valleys deep and wide, carving our fate and finding our home in this world unknown. Trained to be loyal to colonies call, yet torn by desire to be something